All right, guys. Well, welcome in to our Friday recap call, weekly recap here, our inner circle group. I'm your host, Gerardo G. Money Pies. And as always, right, these calls are for educational purposes only. So any trade idea, suggestion is pure speculation. Please know how to manage your account, know how to manage your trades. Most importantly, do not trade any money you cannot afford to lose. And yeah, guys, welcome in. Welcome into this session. Let's see where we are. I think gold is in a buying position, guys. Um, you know, during the Spanish session in the academy, we're waiting for buys if price was able to establish itself above the 23%, and it did not. I mean, just more and more, right? The more we use that fib, it's just giving me a lot of confidence that the way we use the fib, right? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Where did it go? I know I didn't erase it. Thought I put it on the 2 minute time frame. But yeah, so see, we were trying to trade this impulse to the top side with in the Spanish session. Okay. Uh I did enter here one position. But then I was telling the class, right? We have to establish ourselves above that 23% to really continue. And look, that price just turned around right here. Okay. And just dropped it down. There's a zone down here that's catching my attention. Where is it at? Yeah, so see this 4 hour candlestick. I think we marked this up yesterday, one of the days. We had an 8 hour rally base rally. We had a 1 hour ETM candlestick right here, okay, which is literally right there. Okay, and that's kind of the area that is kind of bouncing off of for us to to consider going up. Also, too, right, price is trying to push down a little bit, complete its lower lows. But on the daily scale, excuse me, on the day-to-day scale, we already made the low already for the day, right? We already made the low for the day. Now, here's one thing though, we do still have some stamina left here in New York. Okay, so New York, it's only about 44% completed. So that's kind of where like, okay, it could drop a little bit lower, a little bit lower, a little bit lower. But for the most part, um, you know, the last 17 hours is almost at max. And then the daily range is at 87% maxed out, and it already made the lower low over here. So if we can get towards 33.32, I don't mind. I do not mind just kind of trying to sell simply because on the 5 minute time frame, okay, that will put us at if we consider these lows at 8 o'clock in the morning, the lows of the day, and measure the fib like so, right there. Okay, these I'm not stretching the to the lowest low. I'm stretching it right there because those are the lows at 8 o'clock in the morning. And we can get down to these extensions right here, where we already have moved with gold 394 pips. Okay, right here. Sí, por, ¿sí viste esto ahí? Nos frenó. We moved 394 pips. Yo tenía posición ahí abajo, la primera comprita, y sí me la puso en stop loss, en break even. Pero sí, pues nos da más confirmación que ese 23% sí aguanta el precio ahí muy bien. Y fíjate también aquí, en este impulso de la cara de 5 minutos, el 23% también aquí frenó también. I was basically telling Paul about the 23% that I told you guys about. But yeah, so remember, guys, the New York system, um, it's a NYSE open at 8 o'clock Central. Okay. We want to see kind of how the box is doing at that time. Okay. So if I put a vertical line at 8 o'clock right there, But I'm just reading your comment there. No, I mean it's good to be busy with the kids. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's it's good patience to teach ourselves. But yeah, guys. So see, 8 o'clock in the morning, you kind of want to see where the box is at. You kind of want to measure it as well based on that time. Okay, based on that time, and 8 o'clock is right here. Okay, so it didn't see, and here was 23%. Price literally returned back to 23% of it, and then there was still some selling pressure there. Still some selling pressure there. If we can get to 33-ish, 32, which we're very near, I mean, that's the area that I was looking for some buys. Okay. If we don't get it, I think we find a way to turn ourselves around. Let me kind of see what the box system is saying here. So it's still bearish on the 2-minute time frame. Okay. It's still bearish on the 2-minute time frame. But in about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, in about, let's say, less than 20 minutes, so about 9:45, okay, this is kind of where you can start reading the future of it, okay? We're gonna take this one by one. There goes the high, and there goes the low of the leading box, 17, okay? The midpoint, the green line, is what's keeping things bearish. Can you guys agree with that? Right? We're below our midpoints, right? We are below our midpoints. So that's what's keeping things bearish. Momentum bearish. Okay? Being below our midpoints. So here goes the midpoint of the 17. Here goes the midpoint of the 52. And here goes the midpoint of the 204. Okay? This is what's keeping things bearish. However, when these highs start to drop off, okay, and if the candlesticks kind of remain where they're at, this midpoint of the 17 will drop, right? And then we have buyers right there present. Okay, so that's kind of some confirmation there. So basically, okay, what's the future? What's the future of the 17 midpoint? Okay, so that's the question right now that I'm talking about. Only about the first one. So right now it's established like that. Okay, so whenever we get rid of this last candlestick, it'll drop some. And then when we get rid of these clusters of highs, it'll drop to the next one. Okay, and then it'll drop to the next one. 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 And as long as price doesn't continue going lower, it's establishing itself, right, above the midpoint of the 17. You guys see that? So that's kind of what's happening. Now, if price decides to stretch up first, okay, I don't think it'll turn right away. Yeah. So once these candlesticks drop and then price stretches back up a little bit, it would have to stretch about that much for us to be above the 52. And then at least we'll start getting that warning number one scenario. Okay. That warning number one scenario. But again, though, we're so close to being maxing out for the day. Excuse me, for the last 17 hours that, I think it does want to end that on a pullback back to 50% of the 5-minute time frame, which again is about 33.52. So if we can get one more drop in these areas, I don't mind countering the system towards 33.52. Okay. If now, just got to wait a little bit more. For us to turn around. Alrighty. Let's see here. 27.32. When Daniel's in the house, I think Daniel joined us in afterwards. What we got down there, Daniel, in that area?
Same thing I'm looking at. I'm looking at about 33.27, 33.30, right where your entry is, right in that zone there.
The
Yeah.
extensions? I mean, are you looking at
The
the extensions or are
extensions.
you looking at something else?
The extensions, yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
And also I have a an area of interest at 33.21. I can't remember. I should have marked what it was, but as a support and resistance zone I had marked a long time ago. So it's right in that same. If we get to at least the negative 382 one, that 5 minute fib, or the 618, we can look at anywhere from 33.13 to 33.22 zone as well. That could be a possibility
Awesome.
to have a flip zone right at 33.10.
3310. Gotcha. What time frame is that flip zone?
Let's see. It's, I think, 2 hour flip zone. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. What chart?
It goes way back. It goes way back.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
This one
I've
I'm
had it
assuming?
for a while. Yeah. So
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it, guys. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on this. Let me put an alarm there. Just let me see. I'm gonna put in a little alarm right here. I just kind of speculate how UJ is doing. I was looking at UJ. Actually, no, I was looking at Euro USD. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, see, I had this one. I had this one coming. This was working out pretty good. I didn't take it though. I don't like trading a lot of forex pairs on Friday. If anything, I may trade UJ on a Friday or GJ, but the forex pairs, the USD ones, I just don't like them. UJ for whatever reason can move like the last few hours. I made some good money on the yen pairs on Fridays, which is interesting. But GU and everything else is it still doesn't move enough for me. All right, it's 9:30.
yeah, I found that the UJ the uh, yen pairs trade better on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I think that's a good rule of thumb. I was talking to my friend and I, Kevin, we hang out Monday through Thursday, after live trading. We always kind of hang out, mark the charts. Kevin is the guy that lives around here. And well, Nick, he lives here in Dallas with me, and he's kind of like the founder of the box system. um, you know, um, but yeah, this week was interesting. I mean, Monday, two bullish days, Tuesday, two bearish days, complete reversal. And again, the right here, this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. There goes the high of Thursday. There goes the low of Thursday, right? We already made the low already for today, right? So, we'll see how it wants to, if it wants to make the pullback or not, right? Or max out or pause, right? Or pause. I am noticing here that on Monday, right? We made the high and we really didn't get a pullback until Tuesday. Hopefully it's not the case today. But usually that's kind of what happens, right? Once price makes that low of the day, usually kind of just wraps up in a pullback, and closes out. But we did go pretty deep. Actually, no, we didn't go deep. Excuse me. We went almost exactly at the we went almost exactly at the extension of yesterday. So let's kind of analyze Wednesday this way, okay? You see Wednesday, there goes the high and low of Wednesday. Sometime during London, it made the lower low all the way down to the extension. I think 618 extension to be exact, just in between. Uh, okay. Actually, let's rewind just a little bit more. Okay, so here goes the high. So here goes the high and here goes the low of Wednesday. Okay. Ideally, right, we want a pullback back to 38%, 50% areas. Pullback, sell, right? But sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes price is so aggressive, the momentum is so strong that it goes to the extensions first. And if it goes to the extensions first, during Asia and London, maybe New York will then reverse it. Okay, so let's see what happens here. And again, though, that 38% level is holding price downwards. And then it drops it. Look at that. And it was so strong that it dropped it beyond 382 and almost to the 618. Right. So whenever New York opened, this right here is the 6 a.m. candlestick central time. When New York came, it reversed it. But it only reversed it so it can get in position for the sell. Okay. To get a position for the sell. So then again, this new day has been established, right? So then you fib Thursday's price action like that. Okay. And then again, though, right? These areas here, this one, we actually opened at 50%, which is interesting right there. You see that, guys? It opened at 50%. So it literally opened at areas where we want to be positioned at. And there it is. Okay. So we're touching the 382. I think it probably wants to go for the low of Friday. Now that I'm looking at it this way. There it is. The low of Friday is 33.31, which is 33.32. I like that, guys. We can probably try it there. Excuse me. Okay. And we can come back and at least balance it back out to the lows. Right there. So something like this in this direction. Like that. Okay. There's an alarm right there. An alarm right there. Let's see what FIBO today, right? It gave two buys, right? Excuse me, two sells. The first sale got stopped out. The re-entry sale actually hit take profit. Okay, hit take profit, which was very interesting. It's very, very interesting right there. Okay, that would have been a pretty good play on it. Yeah, but again, though, right? It's a different plan, guys. I think talking to the team in general of COC Life Academy, it's like it's always best to use FIBO. Alex, the Telegram, and I'm glad you brought that up. I meant to say that on the Spanish session. The Telegram alerts are a convenience, right? It's a type of communication between the trading view and Telegram. They need to always be in sync. So it's kind of like a convenience type of alert. I think, Nico, you mentioned it one time that your FIBO alerts were going off. I think you can put alerts on FIBO. I just haven't tried it. See, I think if you go to the actual indicator, hit the dots, add an alert on FIBO, it opens this up right here. And then you can put an alert. I just don't know what do you call? Like, I don't know what rule to put on. I need to speak to the AI, the tech behind this, right? But if you add this alert, okay, if you add this alert, you can tell it to notify you on the TradingView app, okay, the on an email as well, and so forth. I just don't know. I don't know I haven't tried out the most consistent thing. All right, guys, here it is.
G, I think
I,
it's
I'm listening. Yes, yes.
what you do is I believe you check price, and that would be the value or the where you can set the alert.
Okay. One
Mhm.
second.
It took me a minute, Judge,
No, you're
to
fine.
look it up,
So conditions.
and then you can do crossing off whichever greater than, but the interval underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
No, sorry, above it, the value, above it, the value, you change it to price.
The value, you change it to price, the
So,
value.
under crossing
Oh,
value, sorry, on the next,
got
yes,
it.
price.
Gotcha.
Yes, that's the one,
Okay.
I think.
And then from there, okay, got it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll start looking at this more and then also see here, but this is a good one to have, right? Just
Yep.
so we can always get the alerts. But I want to make sure it's consistent. Yeah, so see this right here is the low of Friday, not a bad price. I also do like this 2 hour engulfing candlestick. Maybe we can touch about 38% of it. Let's see kind of where we're at on it. Like so. Yeah, so if you guys see here, this is shaping up to be okay. This is this right here is the low of Friday. Very nice. That's the low of Friday. 23% at 33.29 and 33.26 is at the 38%. So not bad. And see, we're already at beyond those extensions. I normally don't trade this way, right? Because this is against the momentum. But the momentum box system, you know, when we're pushing those 400 pips during the last 17 hours during the NYSE, it's overstretched a little bit. Okay? It's overstretched a little bit too much. So it's always good to consider it. Let's go to yesterday at that time at 8 o'clock in the morning. You see, it was at 446 pips on the last 17 hours at 8 o'clock in the morning yesterday. That's pushing it. So it ended up reversing. And it usually always reverses back to the 50%. Okay, usually. So let's go back to live price. So 50% is up there. We're plus 40, but not plus 50. I like plus 450 more than just plus 400. So we can stretch out a little bit more. That's ideal, right? We haven't really touched 32 exactly yet, so I would rather wait a little bit. There's no trend here either. That's the thing. It's just dropping. But I would like a 23% touch. That actually puts us at 33.29. Then back to 50% or 33.52 as I had in mind. And excuse me.
Yeah, same
Over.
zone.
You like that
33.
zone, Dan?
That's the zone. Different way of seeing the same thing, but yeah. I
Mhm.
just was working off the 5 minute fib from earlier, so
This one right here, right?
yeah, the 204 fib, yeah.
Oh, oh no, but yeah, we're doing the same thing. I mean, because obviously that
Same
2 hour
thing.
the 2 hour candlestick is important. This one here.
Yeah, that one's yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That
Yeah,
one.
that one is important.
Hmm.
Okay, guys. Uh, Let me go ahead and measure the entire box simply because the structure is not really there. Okay. Yeah, I think if it doesn't come lower, he's gonna go back and challenge that 23%. And then from there, yeah. All right. So to me, I believe that'll be the buy low area down here. If we touch the 23% of the box, we'll just kind of wait for confirmation, and it's a shorter movement, but it's still 90 pips. Okay, guys. But yeah, that's kind of what I would like to see. Okay.
Yeah, especially since we got a 1 hour BEC forming there. So when that 1 hour candlestick closes,
Mm,
that'll be the confirmation for the lower move.
got it. All right, guys. Let me Yeah, so I'm just waiting down here. I put an alarm. I think I put an alarm a little Friday. I did, right? Let's see. Yeah, I did. I did. And then I put an alarm. Let's go to the 2 minute chart. Ah, there goes that 2 minute. Remember, I was waiting for you guys for this 2 minute to drop a little bit, and the midpoint did drop. So, it's just gonna start doing that. Uh, yeah, I was. That's the setup that I left on the class for Euro USD. Oh, very nice. Oh, GPUSD is in a very good position to buy, guys. Hold on, hold on. This may be the trade that will close us out for the week. Hold on. All right, let me do a quick top down on this one because I do like how this is communicating to me. All right, so I'm gonna go to the weekly chart. Okay, quick top down. Okay, let's see here. Okay, the candlesticks of the control candlestick that's communicating to me is this one and this one. Okay, those two candlesticks are communicating to me as some control candlesticks. Let me measure this one first. This one right here, low to high. Okay, what did it do? Okay, impulse correction, almost a 61%, and boom, it shot up. Okay, it shot up. So then this was the new control candlestick. Okay, the second one now. Now, unfortunately, right, price came in and took the low off of it. But then we did get a nice reaction. So because we really didn't hit like a negative 1.1 extension, but just a wick right there, I'm okay with keeping that as a control candle. All right, so let me go ahead and do previous weekly high and previous weekly low. Okay, these were bullish candlesticks, so we'll color them blue. Okay, there it is. And again, the red wheel. And then we go to the 4 hour chart. And then we kind of see, okay, and actually, Nems, this kind of gave me the idea when you share your GJ chart with me, just to confirm, right? So always find your control candlestick, guys, on the weekly, and then go to the 4 hour chart, and then look left to see if there's bullish structure supporting that. Okay. Now GJ's structure is a little interesting, but it's not like as much as gold. But I am liking this structure here. Okay, this big structure on GU. Okay, so we are definitely more bullish than bearish. So I like that structure that supports that weekly candle. All right, so then once we got that, we'll worry about the fib here. Previously, perfect. There it is. Okay, I thought I updated this. Yes, I did. You see, we had enough strength to come back to about 50%. And now we're back at 78%, guys. I'll go looking and I had it for me. Here, my iPad. There, guys. Yep. Remember, I do have some alarms, so we're okay. All right, so I did like this nice impulse that GU did. I think we caught some buys on it from right there. And we're back at that 78% level. So I like that area. And again, though, this could be considered its own impulse, right? Like that. And that's considered its own impulse. You can actually also fib that own impulse. And we're literally at 78% of that impulse, right? So again, though, right? What do we say then? We're either completing a pattern or trying to complete a pattern, right?
Right, right. Mm-hmm.
So if this, again, though, if this could be the start of the first impulse of a potential Elliott wave, you see? I mean,
And that's actually when looking at, if you actually go to the 1 hour, you'll see you're pretty much right on the money with that. With the box systems, yeah, it's turning around and we're still bullish on the 1 hour.
Perfect. All right. Okay, good. So let me fib that 1 hour, that one, and again, people, I think people, Nico, right? You were asking me midweek the fibs, how many fibs you use. So there goes fib number one.
And then bid number 2 on the
Fib
hour.
number one is it comes from the weekly time frame. Okay, from the weekly high and low, from the weekly control candle. Okay, and but then I mark it up from the 4 hour time frame, but it's taking that into consideration. Okay, that's fib number one. Fib number two is the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so here fib number two, now it's bullish, low to high. There it is. And there we are. Okay. Let me just be consistent. I don't like how this fit throughout. Previous daily Fibby. Okay, perfect. There it is. Okay. Using my breath over here, guys. And there it is. That's fib number two. Okay. So we're at 78% of the 1 hour bullish impulse and 78% of the previous weekly candlestick. Okay. So if we do buy from here, we're in a good area to buy. And we can put our stop loss. Okay. We put our stop loss at the low. Okay. And TP1, obviously, at the 23%. How many pips is that? 100 pips. That's not bad at close the day. All right. So now we got to try to find some more confirmation here. If we can see price find a way to turn. We can also minimize the stop loss. Okay, we got this low here so that we kind of review some structure. We do got some nice impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse. So maybe this higher low can hold. or maybe it comes sweeps it and then turns around. It's not always going to sweep lows. We already kind of swept enough, but again, though, this little area here may hold, or we can potentially look for some ETM candlesticks in that same area. Let me go here to my other chart. Okay, now we're gonna see, okay, what kind of ETM candlesticks do we have in this zone? All right, perfect. BEC, 12 hour. Right there. There's a 12-hour BEC. We'll color it blue simply because it's a bullish one. Perfect. All right, guys. Let's go to the 8-hour. Okay, what kind of candlestick patterns we have? This is somewhat of a morning star. Okay. Confirmation. Okay, no problem. 4-hour. All right, we have 3 consecutive bullish candlesticks. It's cleaning up. Fair value gaps filled. No problem. Nothing really there on the 1-hour except maybe that. See the 2-hour, nothing really there. Nothing really there. 45 minutes. Oh, nice. We did touch this little rally-based rally right here. Yeah, see that right there? That would have been the Instagram entry. Now, again, though, here's the trick to this. Okay. We cannot say, oh man, I missed that. I was waiting for that rally-based rally. No, we cannot say that because it's all about our risk, right? ¿En cuál? ¿En el oro? Sí,
No, no, en el GBP.
no, quiero entrarle, quiero entrarle, quiero entrarle.
No es mala, no es mala.
Sí.
Mm.
Okay, entonces, so here, guys, so we didn't miss this. We got the reaction that we wanted. So now we can say to ourselves, like, okay, you know what? Price is not going to come back to these wicks. And then we can move our stop loss to right there. You see that, guys? And that now turns into a 20 pip stop loss. Okay. So it's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. Not bad at all. 30-minute. So that was a 45-minute. Now let's see, 20-minute. Yeah, 20-minute now we're just kind of playing with fire too much. But now we kind of start looking over here to see what's available. And let's see. Now let's let the box system talk to us. The box system right now, excuse me, is still bearish. Okay. Yesterday's price action, it helped me find a way to counter this. So we fib high to low. Okay, we did go back 23%. This is a bearish scenario. Here goes this zone right here. So again, guys, if we can push ourselves up one more time above 23%, I think we can push it back up. Okay. So that's the play, guys. Sería esto, Paul. Si subimos arriba del 23%, me gusta. Y después aquí usamos los lows de ahí. We'll take it back to there, which is very similar to that. Right there. All right, guys. So I'm gonna put an alarm here for GBP USD.
La alarma la tienes en el 30, en el 1.3433, más o
Sí,
menos.
sí, más o menos.
34-38.
38, sí. I like this. And that's, giving us some confirmation on this. All right. I'm gonna put a little pebble, guys, on gold. All right. Just it did reach the area that we had in mind. Um, just a little pebble, just because we're in that zone, guys. That's the only reason why. And when I mean pebble, right, there's just small entry to get in position, and then again, right, we can go back, right, let the line switch a bit, and then we can enter more confidently once we get that turn. Okay. But this even putting small entries there, guys, kind of allows us to kind of like test the waters. Do we get into early? It just kind of like if it doesn't go our way, that small entry that doesn't affect our accounts, it gives us more experience, right? It gives us more experience. Okay, thanks for that. Oh, perfect. Good catch there, Nomai. So look, check this out, guys. Check this out. We'll probably find a little bit more confirmation on it. Good, 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 good. All right. So the same thing we did earlier with that daily candle and what we do with the fib, and it's what happened yesterday too. This is exactly what happened yesterday. Let me find a better chart. We'll do this. This is exactly what happened yesterday. If you guys recall. Right here. Each candlestick, each impulse has the same rules if you know how to measure it. Low to high, like that, right? Okay. The next candlestick, because this one had so much bullish momentum, is going to carry the momentum to the extension. And there it is. So see, it never pulled back. So that would have been the area to sell because that's where the momentum expired. And this thing just turned around. So we're in a very, very similar scenario right now. This candlestick is a supply BEC. Let's measure the engulfing candlestick and just kind of give us some extensions and right there. So again, though, right, this candlestick here, there's the limit of the next candlestick right there. Okay, there's the limit of it. So what's going to happen? Price here is going to try, it's going to find some support. It'll go to the 23%. The 23% will then decide what it wants to do. If it's bearish, well, it's going to go down. If it's not, it'll probably go to the 61%. And then from there, the 23% will have one more say. And then from there, we can do that. See that? So I'm going to leave this here. Look at the rejection that's happening right there. Right at the negative 18%. All right. We'll come back and study this one because this is going to be a very good way for us to review this price action. Okay. And then we'll close it out here. Oh, nice 2-minute drop, base drop. Same thing. 2-minute, 2-hour drop, base drop. It is pretty good. Yeah, but this supply is forming way too low, guys. It's forming way too low. Like on the swing of things. All right, well, I'll close it out here, guys. We'll come back and come back Sunday. Sunday will be ETM Sunday with my Marcus Morpheus McKinney. That will be an open Zoom call. Okay, that will be an open Zoom call. So once I share the link in the flyer, you can invite people. No problemo. So looking forward.
I shared your charts too in the Discord as well.
Oh, so. Perfect. Thank you for that, Dan.
Yeah.
We'll close it out, guys. Everybody have a great weekend, and we will see you guys Sunday morning, nice and early. Thank you.
All right.
See you, Dan. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Jay.
My pleasure. My pleasure.